And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, he's going to work out after this, so he's got his workout gear on.
Yes.
Sheriff Mike Herrington with us this morning. Morning, Sheriff. How you doing today?
How are you? I'm doing great.
Good deal.
Glad to be here, and it's been a very exhausting week, but it's been a good week.
Yeah.
So, with the elections and everything going on, and so many different things going on within our community that are preparing for Veterans Day, and which we're
tomorrow morning.
So yeah,
Sheriff's Department's going to be out and about helping and kind of keeping the flow of things going.
Will.
And so it's a rolling parade, is what is the term,
parade. Right? And so we're doing this the same way that we do, like when we escort the schools out of town, or if we're doing even a funeral or anything like that.
A procession.
A procession, or when we did the toy run for the motorcycle groups, we run through town, and it doesn't take as long, and it doesn't shut down the road for as long. And
you'll have a bunch of cars waiting for the parade to go through
and
beforehand.
Right.
And
I'm all about, I'll tell you this, I'm all about shutting that road down and having people lining up and taking a lot of time, but the veterans can't afford to pay what it was going to cost to have the Roswell Police Department.
I can attest to that, as I've seen the books, and yes we can't afford it.
No, you can't afford it. And so that's where we stepped up and said, no, we will do this, and
we appreciate it.
We're gonna make this a good thing, and it's gonna still gonna be good. So I ask that the people of Roswell and Chaves County come out, line the roads, and honor these veterans.
Sure.
I'll tell you this. I went to the green light deal
on Wednesday,
yes, and that was a great thing. Got to honor some people, but the green light bulbs they put out, that they gave out for that, those were pretty nice.
Yeah, Excel Energy stepped up at the last minute, because we had of course County Manager Bill Williams and Micah Spiritu, who kind of spearheaded that program.
Yeah, Mike looked pretty good in his Air Force outfit, with the chief stripes,
Oh, I didn't realize he was a chief,
Master Sergeant.
Oh, you don't mess with a chief.
That's what I told him. I said, when I was in, they walk into a room, you gave them more respect than a general. Really.
Exactly.
That's how it works. So
I to this day, I will never forget. In my squadron, I saw Chief Master Sergeant come in, and we had a second lieutenant new to the squadron.
Right.
Butterball, we call him Butterball.
Yeah.
That was the nickname for a second. That is the lowest officer rank in the. But he's an officer.
Yep.
Which he outranks any enlisted, because
he's like
an officer.
Private in the.
But it's like a private in the officer world.
Yeah.
So technically, a second lieutenant outranks a chief master sergeant.
Right.
Technically.
Yeah.
However, reality knows that chief master sergeant's probably been in it around 20 years and knows the military, the Air Force, inside and out, knows the thing. Yeah, at least. I'm just depending how long he's been chief or she's been chief. Yeah. And they run the show. I mean, the only other officers that chiefs kind of have to step and fetch for is generals.
Yep.
Even colonels.
Yep.
And higher majors. Officers will take a second step to a chief, because no one messes with the chief.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand. Even the senior master sergeants, when they'd walk in, because usually the senior master sergeants are your first sergeants.
Yeah.
They come walking in, and it would just do that, bring so much command presence to the area. And so when I seen him wearing that, I tell you right now, his name is Chief to me now.
There you go. He's now Chief.
You know what? You never give that up.
Yeah, Chief. Once you're Chief,
man, you're there.
It's probably like Sheriff or President or any of those titles. You just keep them.
Yeah, you earn that.
Yeah.
And, that's important.
But
yeah, I was very impressed with everybody out there. And like I said, we as a county need to do more for the veterans, I believe. You just don't. We just don't do enough to recognize those who are going into basic training, those who are serving in the military, those who have served, and those who have died. We have the holidays and we have things, but the turnout just isn't. It really isn't advertised as much. We don't. We'll advertise the state championship football game more than we will the parade that is going on tomorrow. And I believe that all of it's important.
Sure.
But really and truly, these are people who gave it all.
Well, we've been promoting the heck out of it, so I hope we get a good turnout, and I hope we get.
Me too.
We'd love to join us out there. Now, if you'd like to be in the parade, if you have some vets and things, I know we've got our Veterans Transport, which is a great organization that serves our community. They're going to be picking up a bunch of veterans from some of our assisted living places around town.
Yes,
but if you'd like to participate in the rolling parade as being a vehicle in the parade, we're asking that folks gather. There's no pre-registration or nothing. Just come on down, 8:30, and you can gather either in Pioneer Plaza,
right, or
behind the courthouse in the parking lot off Virginia there. Where the vehicles are gathering at those two locations, and then at 9 a.m. we're going to have a presentation on the courthouse lawn there at the Veterans Memorial, the big memorial there right in the center of the lawn. We'll be doing it there. We'll have a presentation. We're going to have a few guest speakers. Tom Blake's going to be doing music. We're going to have the Scouts laying the wreaths, doing the traditions that we do. Yeah, Sean Nicholson, who's a member of our American Legion post, he's a Marine. He's going to be our guest speaker. And I think folks will enjoy what he has to say. And then that'll last about half hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
And then as soon as that's over, the rolling parade takes place. We're gonna move. We're gonna be on Main Street, gathering there downtown. Right. We're gonna move north to the Wool Bowl.
Yep. So it's gonna be back. It's gonna be different than the original or the regular parade.
Yes.
We're going north instead of coming south, and it's gonna be for me. This is gonna be great. And we have the one side traffic that we're going to have blocked off, and it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to go very smooth.
I think construction's done between that or the repaving and in between the Bull Bowl and downtown here. So I think I was a little worried all week of that going on. Like, is there going to be a road for us to go down? And it looks like everything shifted south of 3rd Street now. So it's pretty good here, but. Love to see you come on out, meet us here on the courthouse lawn or Pioneer Plaza right there about 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And then roll with us up north.
Yep.
And then come to the Wool Bowl because everything's gathering at the Wool Bowl. There's going to be a car show there.
Yes, there is.
I know some other booths and things. I think the Guard's going to have a few of their,
right.
I like to call them toys. That's not what they are, but the toys and things like that. And we'll go to about noon, but then we got to leave because we got a playoff game at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
With the Coyotes have their playoff matchup tomorrow afternoon. So we'll call it a big tailgate party for football right before that. And so we'd love to have you come out and then come to the Wool Bowl parking lot and hang out with us afterwards.
Yeah, and we just asked the police come out and honor these guys. And like I said, and then stick around for that football game.
Yeah, and hopefully we're root on a Coyote. We got a Goddard Rocket win tonight and a Coyote win tomorrow afternoon.
That's what we're asking for. Yes, that's
I would imagine you probably got a hunker percentage of your sheriff's department there probably that served prior to putting on the badge as well too. So I imagine some of those deputies is tomorrow and today is a little more special
and
for them.
And it really is. And so for me, I was in the Air Force, and that's why this is so important to me, and that is why I've dedicated this. The sheriff's office time to do this parade. We're going to escort this thing, and it's no cost to nobody.
Yeah, we do.
And it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be safe. And so we're asking just come out there and celebrate these people who have made a choice to serve, and that is my whole thing. You just need to be a servant, and they have done it, and some have given all. So
Absolutely,
we've got to get out there and really show that we are thankful to them.
Absolutely, thank you, and thank you, Sheriff. I know you and your department they do an amazing job of helping out each year with veterans and supporting the veterans. Even not on Veterans Day, your deputies and yourself are involved with veterans things all the time. So
the American Legion gave us a whole bunch of bears that have the all the branches of the service patches on them, and those things go like hotcakes. They go out pretty fast.
I heard that you'd made a request for some more because you guys were running low on them there too. So I know the auxiliary and the Legionnaires are working Thursday nights trying to get you some more bears here.
Yeah, so they brought me some more, so it's good, but it's like I said, we try to get that out there, and We just want people to know that we are thankful for those who protect the Constitution of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
And so that is so important to me.
Well, you and your deputies are doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
They're doing it on a daily basis.
Every day.
That's something that we always thank our veterans, and the role in the veterans is a very important thing. But I always think the same way. It's like, but you don't get it. Our law enforcement does what the military does.
Yeah.
At a higher, in a more dangerous level for the most part, on a day in and day out basis,
daily basis.
I personally think we should have a law enforcement day that is on par with Veterans Day. That we treat law enforcement the same thing, and guess what? We give every law enforcement person, just like Veterans Day, Golden Corrals and all, everybody's free dinner for our law enforcement. I think we should have a law enforcement day because it's the same thing. It really is.
There is a saying every time I hear something where an officer was involved in either injured or involved in something traumatic, I always hear the same thing, and that is, well, they knew what they signed up for. Well, the reality of it is they have the heart to serve. They have the heart to go out and protect, but nobody expects to ever be the one who was injured, or the family doesn't expect them to be killed.
Yeah. Well,
and so for us, it is a reality, but it shouldn't be treated as though it should happen.
Well, when I hear statements like that, I always retort back, well, why aren't you using that same logic when a criminal is killed because of the action they did? And everyone wants to blame the police. I'm like, well, you just said the cops signed up for what they did. They know what they're getting into. That person chose to break into that house or chose to commit that crime. And I would throw that back at you. It's like, well, then why aren't you using that logic for the people that they're protecting you from?
Yes, exactly. And I will tell you one thing that I know, and I've been doing this, like I said, this is 27 years for me. And one thing that I know in our area, in the state of New Mexico, period, because I've dealt with the law enforcement agencies all over the state and through the sheriff's conferences and stuff like that. I am so impressed on how, one, they will put their life out there, and they chose to do that.
Absolutely.
And they serve and they serve people. And we're at a time right now where that just doesn't happen. The way the world is going now, it is a very individualist life, and they like to. Everybody wants what's for me.
Gotcha.
And so when I see my deputies come into my office or to the sheriff's office, and I see them every day coming in to give and to be a servant, it really just strengthens my faith that things are going to get better.
Absolutely.
That we can get back to, because you got to teach and you got to really put it out there to people, because they just forget. I just cannot believe how fast people forget the bad things that happen, and they don't learn from it.
Yeah,
they're not learning from it.
It's one of those things. Yeah, when it's 9/11. They say never forget, and there's a percentage that never forget.
Everybody through the border.
But there's a lot of people that have forgotten.
They've forgotten. Oh, no, I watched it. I see it every day.
Yeah.
And so that to me is something at the sheriff's office that we work hard on. We try to treat you as though, you're a person. We're going to treat you right. But we're serving you first.
Absolutely.
Protecting just comes. There's no issues about that. But serving and protecting is what we do. But service is number one.
And that's just it. I've seen, just with your department alone, seeing enough out there that whenever your deputies are ever come into one of these situations where they come across where there's a fatality in that situation or something tragic happens, every single time your department's transparent on everything that's going on. It's like, and so if you look at the videos, the things that you guys have released to the public over the years, you look at it and you're like, you could see there was multiple attempts to stop it from getting to the point where it got to.
That's exactly right.
And that's the unfortunate thing that we all need to understand is no deputy, no law enforcement official ever, I don't care what department we're talking about here, is going in ready with guns blazing. That's
Right.
the last alternative.
That is
So
it.
when it gets to that, there was a series of attempts to de-escalate it before it
Exactly.
got to that point. The person that is probably
Their
ended up
actions.
dead here escalated it by their actions.
That's
and
exactly
and
right.
that is, I mean, we can have the conversation about mental health all day, but when you're sitting in a barricaded situation with people sitting there, now's not the time to philosophize about life in general.
right. Yeah.
We're safety first,
That's
and
right.
then we'll work it out
Protection
pieces
and
later.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. And that's something that it's hard to teach somebody. It's hard to teach the world right now what exactly is going on. They see it. This is the thing. You're seeing the video. You're seeing everything, but you're not hearing things.
Mm-hmm.
You're not smelling things. You're not feeling things.
Using the other senses that
Other senses
your
that
law
are
enforcement
there
use,
that your
and
law
are trained
enforcement
to.
are using. And one thing I see on TV all the time now, and it looks so real, are dead people. And you have movies with all this good work that's done,
Sure.
and really looks like a crime scene, and
Yeah.
it looks and they show the dead body. But the one thing that it doesn't show is the smell.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. I wish the TV would blow out the smell of death,
If they could figure that technology
because
out,
nobody would watch that again.
Sure.
They wouldn't watch that stuff. They wouldn't want to be around that stuff.
Right.
And I've got guys who are going in to that, and then immediately turning around and going doing a community service event. And they're just having to
That
deal
takes
with that. Yeah.
That takes a lot of mental discipline to be able to
it does.
transition from that
But
way and
that's-
not let one impact the other.
Exactly, and that's and that's exactly right. And I went out on a scene one time, and the person was inside the house for more than a couple weeks, and the smell just consumes your clothes, your body, everything. And then right after that, I had to go into a class at the sheriff's office for learning how to use the new telephone system that we brought in.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to stay in that classroom because of the smell coming off of me, and that was just what stuck to me.
Yeah.
That
Of course, they're like, shower.
Yeah.
Needs a shower.
and at the scene, it was so bad.
Yeah. Well, you don't
but
realize how much you take that home with you and
sure
all that
do.
over the
Yeah,
days. I
you
mean,
do.
this is why law
Yeah.
enforcement's tough.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
yeah, they got the physical, and to
Yeah.
be honest, I imagine the hard part is not the actual calls and the actual.
Right.
It's dealing with the aftermath, dealing with the
dealing with-
processing of
yeah.
what you're seeing and doing,
Right.
and all of that. That's why, we've all watched enough dramas about cops and talking about divorce rates and all the mental health issues that officers have because of the nature of the job. That's the real hard part.
And that's why I really push community events, because I want the guys to not deal with the bad all the time. I want them to go out and see what good there is. I want them to see, look, this is a result. These people are able to come out here and freely have a good time and not feel worried that something is about to happen. Because
Absolutely.
we are out there working and putting the bad guy
That's
away.
why you guys love doing the fair.
That's right.
Veterans
I love
Parade,
that
all these
stuff.
things
Yeah.
that your deputies are always
all
out,
community
out in
events.
droves for.
Yeah.
It's because this is the good part of the job.
That's right.
This is their mental health saying, it keeps them from getting jaded and thinking
does.
all people are
bad.
gross and bad because that's all they're seeing on a
right.
day to day.
That's
Now they're
why-
seeing the most of us, the rest of us, the
and
ones
that's
that.
the same reason we go into the schools, because you want to see this is what we're working on, and you're also in turn wanting these young kids to see this isn't the law enforcement officer that they see on TV being portrayed as the bad guy isn't what they see here in the community.
Sure.
And it really has helped us in solving crime and other things. People now have that trust in us, and we have that trust in them.
Sure.
To say, you know what, come in, let's talk. Whatever you tell us, we're not going to tell nobody. You're not ever going to be called as a witness. You're not going to have nothing come against you, because the information you're going to give me, that's going to be where my investigation is now going to turn to that, and I'm going to start building my own probable cause and everything else to solve this, and you'll never be mentioned.
Yeah.
But without people telling us things, we don't solve crime.
Absolutely.
And it's just a fact.
You might as well just punch the clock and go home because
That's right.
there's nothing
So-
for you to research without Or investigate.
That's right. So we work hard in doing all this for the community to show them you can trust us, and in turn we trust you, and we would like for your help to help us put the bad guys away.
Well, and that's because, and then here's the other part, and I always like to remind folks, those deputies, those Roswell police officers, those New Mexico State Police, guess where they live?
Right here.
Your neighborhoods, your homes, your community. There are neighbors up the street. There are people that you go to church with, people that you go to a store with, people you have cookouts on your block parties with, people that you go Super Bowl parties with.
That's right.
That's their home too.
Yep.
And they want a nice home to live in too. So this is the point I'm thinking. They're on your side.
That's exactly right.
They want a great community too, and they hate seeing what you're seeing, and they every single deputy would love it if they come to work and they spend all night goofing around in their car and not getting calls because nothing's going on, and they just hang out and eat pizza and stuff.
Yep.
That would be their ultimate, but that's never going to happen.
I'm just glad you didn't say donuts, but we love donuts. but yeah, you're right. And so we're just, this is, winning the election, going on for another 4 years as the sheriff.
Congratulations.
Yeah, there
were so many races going on. And
But I will tell you something. I am so thankful and so blessed to have another 4 years at doing this because I got a lot more to do.
Sure.
And it's going to carry on even once I leave. But we're really instilling in there, like I said, certain things, which is like being servants.
Sure. You're establishing
presence,
a face of the sheriff's department, saying, when people think of Chaves County Sheriff's Department, I want them to think of this.
That's exactly
and that's what you're creating.
So it's a big thing, and we're just doing some great things.
Hey, I did want to ask, we just had the election, and one of your lieutenants went from lieutenant to judge. So that leaves a bit of a void in your leadership. Is it promote within, and we got some younger sergeants now being lieutenants or something moving up?
So we've already had a pool that was going to fill that spot. So Charles Drake, who is now a sergeant, will become my lieutenant December 1st.
Oh, well, congratulations to him. Or condolences. What's the proper? What's the proper term there?
It's congratulations from him, and probably he's thinking, "Oh God, what did I get into?" But it's going to be really good, and he deserves this. He is a dedicated individual to. Like I said, serving the community as well as a great supervisor to those who work for him as a sergeant now. So I will be testing for sergeant's positions coming up here very soon. And so
we got some deputies that are studying up right now and getting ready to take that sergeant's test.
And we just hired on, so in the last 2 months, I've hired on 5 deputies, and I have 3 or 4 more that I should have before probably the first week of December.
Okay.
So I have them already into. So all my positions are about to be full.
Good. This is good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. So the only position that we should have left by the time these guys all come in is the one for James Mason, since he is going to be a magistrate judge. His position will come available. But I've already started. We've had great applicants.
The chain of command is in place to promote and put that person in. So
and then
good deal.
The academy starts in February.
Which, by the way, Sheriff's going. That's why he's got his workout gear. He's going from here to training with the next recruiting class, and so they're going to go run about 1 million miles and all that.
Yeah, they do the running, I do the screaming. That's how it works.
It's good to be sheriff.
It's good to be the sheriff. Yeah, that's right. So it's.
Please tell me you have a golf cart you follow them in.
No, I just like that. It's kind of like a NASCAR. When they run by me, it's like that.
Oh, I got you.
So I'm just hollering. All I hear is, that's all it is. So we're still doing some of it, but I'm out there, and we're all getting into shape and doing things. But God,
we better let you go so you can get up there at 9 o'clock to do that. So
thank you for having me again.
As always, appreciate it, Sheriff.
And thank you for your service.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Well, thank you for, again, supporting us as you always do, and your deputies, and tell them thank each and every deputy for us. Thank you for their service, and we hope every night they come home safe. That's the goal. So
I just want to leave with just saying thank you to all the veterans out there, and come join us tomorrow. But also
Come have some fun with us.
Everybody, just come out there and support these guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See the best of what our community has to offer. You're going to see it tomorrow on display.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then watch a football game.
There you go. And then root on Goddard win tonight. And then volleyball as well. Here in about an hour, we're going to have volleyball playoffs for you. So it's lots happening here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Absolutely. And don't pass out working out there.
No.
He's just yelling.
Just yelling. Don't pass out.
Well,
that way.
diaphragm, from the diaphragm.
That's right. That's right, yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Hey, thank you so much.
It is 8:53. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bernie